Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of the Rachel Cruze Show. And this episode, I get to bring one of you on to talk through your money journey, answer money questions, all the things. So today I have Ashley with me. So Ashley, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. I so appreciate it.
I'm super excited. I'm really interested to get your takes on some of the things we're talking about over here.
I love it. Okay, so first, where are you calling from?
We are in Jacksonville, Florida. The royal we, my husband and I, just us.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, and where are you guys on your money journey?
So I was thinking about this morning. I guess we're on 3B. Short version, we got married and bought our first home in 2018, and we were in baby step 6 for a couple months, which was amazing.
Wow.
And then we were talking about it. We were in an area of town that didn't really feel very safe anymore, and we're like, we can buy another house now. We're finally there. So we built a new home in 2020. And just sold that 2 weeks ago and are downsizing, which is what I wanted to talk to you about today.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what's your question? What caused you guys to downsize? Give me all the details. I'm so curious.
Yeah, so the market being as high as it was, we said if there was ever a time to try to sell your house and make a different decision in a year, this was a good time. And so we went and bought a townhome, 3.2, 1,700 square feet. And it's funny because we were talking, and both my husband and I grew up in smaller homes. So it's really been a question of how do you determine what's enough? And in this whole journey of contentment. So I've got 2 questions. The first is, how do you balance paying off your home in baby step 6 and being able to nest? That's something that we were very, very bad at. My husband said when we move, all he wants is a headboard. Said it's been 3 years. Why don't we buy a headboard? And it's not that, we can. It's just, we kind of look and like, we can put this much on the house or we can buy a headboard. But then all of a sudden you look up and, people think we live in a frat house because we don't buy anything.
That's so funny. Well, I can kind of relate in a sense because I think, especially in a home, I don't know, my husband and I said this, we're like, oh yeah, we'll change this or this in a year. And then a year comes, you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't even want it. It almost becomes like this inconvenience more than anything. And so for things like a headboard, yes, Ashley, buy the headboard. You can buy the headboard.
I'll let him know.
Buy the headboard.
He's going to be happy.
Yeah. Because in babies, because you guys, you are now further along. I mean, you should be back in baby step 6, right? Because of...
Yeah. Well, we're in, I guess, 3B because we're still clumping all the money from the sale together. But yes, as soon as we close, everything kind of balances back to normal.
Sure. In 6 weeks, you'll be on baby step 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fair.
For sure.
I really appreciate your diligence. So you're like, technically at this time, at this day, we're on baby step 3B, but you'll be in baby step 6 very quickly. Yeah.
Yes,
so
for sure.
And we always say it's the grind, it's the sacrifice in that baby step 1 through 3. And you guys are in the thing, you've done it. Like you've made smart decisions with your money. It is okay to spend. But I find I've talked to so many people that it's hard to get in the habit of spending when you haven't spent money, when you have been grinding it out and your money's been going places. And now it's like, okay, we have margin. We don't even know how to spend it. So I would sit down with your husband and you guys need to upgrade your lifestyle by a percentage point. Or by a few. That you could do 5%. You could do 8%, but just make yourself have some margin because you have the money for it. And again, this could be after you close on the townhome, you guys move in, all of that, right? Once the dust settles. But you guys need to start enjoying some of this. Like, this is the hard work. We say live like no one else, so later you can live and give like no one else. And you guys are on that other side right now, which is just amazing. So to be able to see it on paper, though, because that budget, it is permission to spend. So when it's on the budget, you may have to kind of force yourself. It may take a few months to be like, no, we're going to buy the coffee table. No, we're going to buy 2 new couches for no, we're going to buy some things. And as long as the money is there and you guys are doing everything else right, it is okay. It is okay. Yeah. And again, it is a hard muscle to kind of build again for some people. And you guys are just experiencing that. But you've been so diligent up until this point. You now have the ability to do it. And so, I would encourage you to spend some money. I love that this is the call. This never happens. Yeah. Normally I'm like, you can stay in the grind, but you guys, you really can. And again, I'm not saying go crazy. I'm not saying go drop $200,000. Yeah. But to be able to say, okay, no, we're going to up our lifestyle a few percentage points and practice that. Because here's the deal too, Ashley, the track you guys are on, you're going to be building wealth. You're going to be handling more. And if you can't handle what you have right now, it's going to paralyze you in 4 to 5 years when you guys have the house paid off, the townhouse paid off, and you really are accumulating wealth. You're going to buckle under that, right? So practice now where you guys are. Be giving more, a little bit more if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good outflow, but also practice that spending as well. Does that help?
Good to know. I love the buckling analogy, that if you don't at least give it a little leeway now, you're going to buckle later.
Yes. Be able to
that
practice
helps a lot.
handling it well. Yep.
I will say, so the discussion with my husband and I, because we do still want to spend, we go look at the shiny, like one day, the shiny things, right? So we're on 2 schools of thought right now. He's like, well, do we buy all this stuff for the bedroom when we get into the house, or, in this particular room, or do we budget a little bit every month? Or, so like you said, with the percentages. So I guess it would be the latter.
Yeah, well, I would say, just upping your lifestyle in general. And maybe that upping lifestyle isn't going and taking a vacation. Maybe it's, hey, we're going to furnish part of this room with...
We're going to get a headboard.
Yes, we're going to get the headboard, first and foremost. Yes, you better order that soon. No, but to be able to say, okay, we have like X amount extra this month from what we've decided percentage-wise that we're going to up our lifestyle. Where do we want that amount of money to go? And right now it's sounding like furniture, which is a great thing. Yes, go buy some new furniture with it. And maybe in 10 months, that extra money, you take 3 months of that and you go on a vacation, right? So you get to kind of decide. That's the beautiful thing about money. You all get to decide where it goes. So if it's furniture right now, then it's going to depend on, how expensive it is, what kind you guys want, to be able to say, okay, we can either just write a check this month and go ahead and buy it, or let's save up 2 months and buy a nicer thing, right? But you guys can
kind of reallocate later.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Amazing. Thank you so much. Been really excited to come on. I know my husband's super jealous. So thank you. And I'm really excited. I can't wait. We sold and bought our home with one of the ELPs. And so he apparently was in Nashville like 2 weeks ago. And he's like, you have to let me know. And he's been phenomenal, and it's been such a process. So we're excited to get through it. And I love that you mentioned about like giving yourself wiggle room, because if you are legalistic about stuff, it kind of puts you put a box in which God can live.
That's
and
right.
You don't want to do that.
Amen, sister.
Super cool.
That'll preach all day. That will preach all day.
Cool.
Well, thanks again for calling in. I so appreciate it. And again, I'm so excited for you guys. You're killing it, and you're so. You're such a motivational story out there for people listening and watching, because you're doing it day in and day out. So you're amazing. Awesome. Absolutely amazing. Well, all you guys out there, if you want to be a guest here on the Rachel Cruze Show, make sure to ask your question on any of the social media channels: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are looking for those. And again, all the stories like ones you just heard, where they're walking the stuff, you guys, and they're doing it and it works. And it's such a beautiful thing. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.